Good morning, everyone. I'm Mr. Glen, and it's already day 5 of the kids camp. Wow, we've talked about a lot of great stories every morning until now, right? I have to ask you the same question I ask every morning. What have we talked about until now? So, I see that our kids here are ready to answer, and I know everyone at home is ready to answer. So, what did we talk about on the first day? Who knows? Raise your hands, raise your hands. Okay, ready? What did we talk about on day 1?
Cain and Abel!
That's right, we talked about the two brothers, Cain and Abel. Okay, what did we talk about on day 2?
The bronze serpent!
We talked about the bronze serpent. Okay, we're only halfway there. What did we talk about on day 3?
General Naaman!
We talked about General Naaman, the leper. Okay, there's still one more. We're not out of the woods yet. What did we talk about yesterday on day 4?
The butler and the baker!
The butler and the baker. Oh man, I know 4 different topics is a lot to remember, right? But I can see that most of you remembered, so I'm very, very happy. Now, today we're going to learn our 5th story. But this story is really big. There's a lot of characters, there's a lot of things that happen, and it truly has a very, very beautiful and touching ending. So this is also one of my most favorite stories in the Old Testament. Are you guys ready?
Yes!
Okay then, everyone. It's that time again. Do you know what time it is? It's time for Bible Journey! Yay! All right, so I'm going to tell you what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the story of Joseph and his brothers. Who knows the story about Joseph? Can you raise your hands? Who knows the story about Joseph? All right, at home, I hope you guys know Joseph too. Actually, we talked a little bit about Joseph yesterday. When the chief butler and the chief baker were having their dreams in the prison and they woke up, who was there to interpret them? That was Joseph. But today, we're going to learn more about Joseph. And we're going to start all the way from the beginning, when Joseph was a young boy. And we're going to see how his whole life was lived and how God ended up working so beautifully at the end. All right, everyone, are you ready?
Yes!
Are you ready? Okay, then let's meet Joseph and his brothers. A long time ago, there was a young boy named Joseph. Now, Joseph was the youngest of his brothers, and he was the most loved by his father, Jacob. Jacob loved Joseph more than any of his other sons, even though he had so many. He loved him so much that he would give him the best food. He would give him the most money for allowance. He would always give him the best seat at the dinner table. And whenever they would ride the wagon to go to the market, guess who rode shotgun? It was Joseph. Now, in order to express his love to his son, Jacob gave his son Joseph the beautiful robe of many colors. Wow, none of the other sons got a robe like this. Everyone, it's really beautiful, right?
Yes!
Yeah, I bet all the other brothers wish they had one too. But only Joseph got it because Jacob loved Joseph the much. Now, if you guys can just imagine, if you were a brother of Joseph, who was loved the most by his father, how would you feel? I think I would probably feel pretty jealous. But it wasn't just that Joseph was treated the best. Joseph was also a tattletale. Who likes tattletales? Raise your hand. No one, right? But one day, the brothers of Joseph were out in the fields working as shepherds. But when they should have been working, taking care of the sheep, one of them was sleeping, 2 of them were playing. They were just having a good time not doing their jobs until Joseph came and saw them from far away. Look at my brothers. They're not even doing what they're supposed to do. And do you know what he did, everyone? He went to his dad and he told on them. This made the brothers hate Joseph even more. Not only is he treated better, but he tells on us too. They couldn't believe it. To make matters worse, one night, Joseph was by himself and he went to sleep. But as he slept, he had a dream. And in this dream, the stars and the sun and the moon and everything bowed down to him. When he saw this, it was amazing. But it didn't just happen once, it happened twice. In another dream, all the heaves of grain in the farm bowed down to him. Wow! As he dreamed this dream, he thought, this is amazing. I should share this with my dad and my brothers. So the next morning when he woke up, he gathered all his family together. Hey, Dad. Hey, brothers. Guess what? I had 2 dreams. And in the dreams, the stars, the sun, the moon, they all bowed down to me. But do you guys know what this means? This means that you, Father, and you, brothers, you'll all bow down to me one day. Joseph thought that they would like this dream. But when they heard it, they just got angry. And it made them resent Joseph and hate him even more. Joseph couldn't understand. So anyways, one day, just like any other day, Joseph's brothers were out in the field working as a shepherd. Now everyone, let me ask you a question. If you were Joseph's brothers, wouldn't you not like Joseph too? Yes or no?
Yes!
Yeah, I don't think I'd like Joseph very much either. He was treated the best. He got the best food, the best robe. He told on his brothers. He had a weird dream, but that's not the end. Now one day, the brothers were out in the field shepherding like always, but they saw Joseph coming again from far away. And then they started to talk.
Hey guys, can you believe Joseph telling on us to father like that? I mean, we only took a nap. Did he really have to go and snitch on us?
I know, right? He's already loved by father the most. Why does he have to make us look bad like that?
And now he's having dreams of greatness. Like he can save us. Better save himself from my fist.
Hey guys, look. There he comes now. All proud and arrogant. I say, we kill him.
No. We can't do that. Let's do this. Let's beat him up a little bit, throw him in the pit over there, and as soon as someone walks by, we sell him for cash.
Wait, but what do we tell father?
We just say he got eaten by a wild animal.
Just in time, Joseph walked up. He greeted his brothers like nothing was wrong. And at first, everything seemed okay. But something was off. Suddenly, his brothers attacked. They stripped him of his robe that his father gave. They started to beat him. And as they beat him, they started to bound him with the rope. Joseph was confused. Why were his brothers treating him this way? What were they going to do if they tied him up with the rope? He couldn't understand. But the brothers kept going. And finally, when some traders were passing by, they sold him as a slave and got rid of him. Joseph was gone. But now they needed to tell their father, Jacob, what just happened. So they went home to their father, acting like they didn't know a thing. Jacob asked, "Where's my son Joseph? Where did he go?" But they told him the lie, that he was eaten and killed by the wild animals. Even though they saw how much their father cried, they didn't tell him the truth. They lied and watched their father suffer because they had finally gotten rid of their brother Joseph. Wow, everyone. Okay, let's give the brothers and the father a big round of applause. Are you guys enjoying the story so far?
Yes!
Me too. You know, if I was Joseph's brothers, I would probably feel the same way. What about you guys? Would you feel the same way too?
Yes!
Yeah, I think me too. Think about it. Joseph had the best seat at the dinner table. He had the best food. He had the best clothes. He had the best spot in the car. You know, if you have a lot of people in your family and you all have to get in the van together, everyone wants to get the front seat, right? So everyone says, shotgun, shotgun, I'm gonna get it. But usually, either the fastest person or the driver's favorite person gets the best seat. And then everyone who doesn't get the best seat, what do they feel? I should get the seat. He always gets the seat. Why don't I get the seat? Everyone, this is exactly how Joseph's brothers felt. And as they saw Joseph telling on them to their father, making them look bad, as they saw Joseph having weird dreams that one day his brothers, his father, his mother would all bow down to him, they started to get more angry, thinking that Joseph must be out of his mind. How can he say such nonsense? Eventually, they came up with a plan. We're going to kill Joseph. We're going to get rid of him once for all. But did they actually kill Joseph, everyone? No, they didn't kill Joseph. Instead, they beat him up, they tied him up, and they sent him away as a slave to Egypt. So, if you thought the story was over, it's actually just getting started. Joseph's story doesn't end there. Next, Joseph went to Egypt. Do you guys want to keep listening?
Yeah!
All right, so let's see what happened to Joseph after he went to Egypt. Here he comes now. Oh no, Joseph, what happened to the robe of many colors? Look what he's wearing, everyone. Does he look like Jacob's favorite son? No, he looks very different. He's wearing sackcloth. He's dirty. You know, when Joseph became a slave, things were not easy. Every day he'd work in the field and he would make bricks and he would carry those heavy bricks to build the pyramids for Pharaoh of Egypt. And it was really hard because he was a slave. The Egyptians would treat him very bad. Sometimes they would whip him and beat him and spit on him. And it was really difficult. Guys, imagine what Joseph must have been feeling in his heart when all of this was happening. But for a while, things got a little bit better. Joseph met one of the officers of Pharaoh named Potiphar, and he became one of the servants of Potiphar. He even became in charge of Potiphar's house. Now, he was still a slave, but things got better for a little while. You know, he was in charge of all the people, all the property, and all the money and power of Potiphar. So he basically lived like a normal person. Until one day, Joseph was framed. Does everyone know what framed means? Raise your hand if you know what framed means. Does anyone at home know? I'm going to tell you. Framed means someone blames you for something that you didn't do. So Joseph didn't do anything wrong, but he was framed. And then he was sent to prison. Now, being a slave was bad enough. But now, Joseph was in prison. Guys, do you want to go to prison when you get older? No, me neither. But as Joseph was in prison, he had to eat moldy bread all day. He had to drink nasty, stinky water. And it was cold, and it was dark, and he was alone. All right, guys. So now, let's take a second to pause the story, and let's actually see what was going on in Joseph's heart at this moment. Now, we're going to use some words, okay? So get ready. I'm going to say each word, and when I ask you to repeat, then I want you to repeat, okay? Great. So, Joseph was the most loved of all of his brothers. He was treated so well. He lived so comfortably. But then his brothers betrayed him. Not only that, they sold him and they lied to their father. So do you know what the first thing Joseph felt in his heart? This is so unfair. Repeat after me, everyone. Unfair.
Unfair!
He feels that it's so unfair. Why did this happen? But when he went to Egypt as a slave, and when he was toiling under the sun and making bricks and getting whipped and spit on, that feeling of unfairness, do you know what it turned into? It turned into anger. Everyone, repeat after me. Anger.
Anger!
Everyone, have you ever been really, really angry before? You've just been so angry, you just want to scream. That is how Joseph was feeling. But then, after he went to prison, when he was framed for something he didn't even do. Now, when he thought back and remembered his brothers who sold him, who betrayed him, and now he's in prison eating moldy bread, that anger turned to hate. Everyone, repeat after me. Hate.
Hate.
Now Joseph hates his brothers. And when he thought about it day after day in this dark prison, there's one heart that arose in him. It was a heart to want to get revenge. This is our last word, everyone. Repeat after me. Revenge.
Revenge.
Yeah. If we imagine what was going on in Joseph's heart at this time, then it makes sense. He would probably have a heart of anger, hate, that it's unfair, and finally, that he wants to get revenge against his brothers. And we can understand that. But, like I said, this is not where Joseph's story ends. There's still a lot more that happens. Now, after Joseph was in the prison, if you guys remember what we talked about yesterday, we talked about Joseph having an opportunity he didn't expect. That was when he interpreted the dreams of two people. Do you guys remember who those two people were? The first person was the one who poured the wine. What was his name? If you guys know it, I want you to shout it out. What was his name, everyone?
Butler.
He was the butler. That's right. After he interpreted the butler's dream, what was the second person's name? I'll give you a hint. It has to do with bread. What was his name, everyone?
Baker.
That's right. He interpreted the dreams of the butler and then the baker. Right, Joseph?
Yeah.
After he interpreted their dreams, one day, Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, called Joseph out of the prison. And Joseph interpreted a dream for Pharaoh. After Joseph interpreted the dreams of the butler and the baker, he was called by Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh called him to interpret a dream that he had. When Joseph gave a good interpretation, Pharaoh realized, wow, inside of Joseph, there's the wisdom of God. I need a man like Joseph by my side. So, do you know what Pharaoh did, everyone? He made Joseph the governor of Egypt. The governor. Wow, look how he's changing his clothes. He's no longer a slave or a prisoner. Now he is the second most powerful person in all of Egypt. Everyone, he's the number what? The number 2 person in all of Egypt. Guys, look how his appearance changed. He was now sitting right next to Pharaoh, making all of the important decisions. Joseph, you really look different. What happened?
I became governor.
That's right. Now, after Joseph became the governor, Joseph realized something. Because you know what? After Joseph became governor, things started to happen very quickly, like this. First, he realized that God was going to bring a huge famine all over the land. And that he needed to prepare food so that when people have no more food to eat, he could give them the food. So Joseph right away started to prepare the food. He prepared this food and that food, and then one by one, he got ready for the famine. When people were hungry, they would come to Joseph saying, please, give us food, we have nothing to eat. And he would give it to them like this. And then, do you know what Joseph realized? Joseph realized something after he became governor and prepared this food. Joseph, what did you realize in your heart?
Ah, now I understand. Everything happened for a reason. It wasn't my brothers that sold me, it was God. God sold me so I can protect my family from the famine. It was never my brothers. It was always God.
Joseph was able to realize that everything that happened until now was because God allowed it to happen. So, in Joseph's heart, his heart changed. It was no longer unfairness. It was no longer hate. It was no longer anger. It was no longer revenge. his heart completely changed to something different. Now, in Joseph's heart, he had a heart to love his brothers. He no longer hated them. He no longer wanted revenge against them. In fact, Joseph forgave his brothers. Guys, let's repeat the first two words. Repeat after me. Love.
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 Everyone, make a heart with your thumb and go, love.
Love.
That's right. And repeat after me the second word. Forgive.
Forgive.
Louder. Forgive.
Forgive.
Joseph forgave his brothers because he acknowledged that it was God, not his brothers, who did all of these things. And finally, Joseph had a heart to want to give grace to his brothers. Repeat after me, everyone. Grace.
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 So Joseph's heart had completely changed. It wasn't the same heart as before. But do the brothers know that? No, the brothers didn't know this. But Joseph's heart was already different. Now, one day, Joseph got visitors that he didn't expect. And they probably didn't expect to see Joseph either. It was Joseph's brothers. They had come all the way from their father Jacob's house to get grain because of the famine. But do you think they recognized Joseph? No, but he recognized them. They talked, he asked them where they were from, and he heard that his father was doing well, his brothers were all doing well, and he gave them food. But a lot of things happened in between, and Joseph could no longer bear to not reveal who he really was. So one day, he revealed his identity to his brothers. They were shocked. They couldn't believe it. Their younger brother Joseph was still alive. They were kind of happy, but also they were kind of guilty too. Anyways, they reunited with their brother. They even brought their father Jacob to show them his long-lost son was really still alive. As they reunited, they were so happy, and everyone was so joyful. Okay, now let's have Joseph and Dad walk off for a second, and let's keep the three brothers here. Now, I want you guys to imagine that you're in the three brothers' position right now, okay? Imagine that you've just seen your brother who you thought was dead because you betrayed, but he's still alive. On one side, they were kind of happy, but on the other side, they were a little bit uneasy. They were very, very worried about what was going to happen. Now, something happened a few years later that changed everything. It made everything go upside down. Jacob, the father of Joseph and his brothers, although he was able to meet his son again, and although they were able to live in Egypt for many years, sadly, Jacob passed away. And now, it was just the brothers and Joseph left. Now, you guys, I want you to imagine if you are the brothers right now, what might they be thinking? Well, let's hear from them what they were thinking at this moment.
Hey guys, now that Daddy is dead, there's nothing stopping Jacob from getting his revenge on us. I mean, how can he say he forgive us when he doesn't even want anything in return?
Guys, I have an idea. Why don't we tell Joseph that our father Jacob told us to tell him that he should forgive us?
Good idea.
Okay, let's pause right here one more time. Now, everyone, let's imagine what's in the three brothers' hearts right now at this moment. Probably first, I think they feel guilt because of what they did to their brother. Everyone, repeat after me. Guilt.
Guilt.
That's right. They feel guilty. Oh, we betrayed our brother and we sold him as a slave and he suffered for so long in another country. Now, do you know what else they felt? They felt regret. Everyone, can you repeat after me? Regret.
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 But what else do you think they felt besides regret and guilt? I think they felt fear. Everyone, repeat after me. Fear.
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 What are they afraid of? They're afraid that Joseph might want to get revenge on them. He might want to kill them. And now that their father Jacob's dead, is anything stopping him? No. And everyone, there's one more word I want to teach you. This word is condemnation. Oh, it's a big word. Can everyone repeat after me? Condemnation.
Condemnation.
One more time. Condemnation.
Condemnation.
This means that because they feel guilty for what they did, they feel like they need to be punished. That's why they're afraid to go before Joseph, and that's why they're going to make a lie. And they're going to tell Joseph, oh, before Jacob died, he said that you should forgive us. So can you forgive us, Joseph? Well, let's see what happens when they actually meet Joseph again. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to take the signs, and then let's continue the story. The brothers approached Joseph and met him.
Joseph, before Dad died, he begged that you forgive your brothers for their sin and all the evil that they did to you.
We are so sorry.
Please don't kill us. We'll serve you.
Brothers, please, get up. Why are you so afraid? I already forgave you a long time ago. It wasn't you guys that sold me. It was God. God put me here so I can save you and your families. So don't doubt me. Do not worry. I can protect you and your families. It was God. So don't ask me for forgiveness, okay?
Everyone, let's give all the actors a big round of applause. All right, so they're going to step off for a second, okay? And then later, I'm going to call a couple of them back to come out again. So don't worry, we're going to see a couple of them one more time in a second. Now, did you guys enjoy the story of Joseph and his brothers? Yes or no?
Yes.
I really enjoyed it too. In fact, it's one of my favorite stories because so much happens. Remember, first Joseph was the favorite son of his father. And then what happened? His brothers were jealous and they hated him. They beat him up, they kicked him, they sold him as a slave. And then what happened? Things were going okay for a while, but he was framed. He went to prison and he was angry. He was angry and he wanted revenge, right?
Yes.
But as he interpreted the dreams of the butler and the baker, he was able to come out of prison and eventually he became number 2 in all of Egypt. He became the governor of Egypt. Things changed again. And that is when Joseph realized something very important. Do you guys remember? He realized, oh, it was God that allowed this to happen. God wanted me to become a slave and a prisoner in Egypt so that I could become governor. And then when the famine comes and people are so hungry, I'm going to be able to prepare the food for them. And in the end, Joseph really did save his brothers just like he imagined. He really did prepare the food for them. And they really did bow down to him. God worked and it was so amazing. But I want to talk about what the brothers thought versus what Joseph thought. Now, you guys, if you remember the story, I'm going to ask you a very important question. Was Joseph's heart towards the brothers and then the brothers' heart towards Joseph, were they the same or different?
Different.
That's right. What Joseph was thinking and what the brothers were thinking was completely the opposite. All right, so I want to bring out Governor Joseph one more time, okay? So he's going to come back out. All right, here's Governor Joseph. And then we should bring out one more of the brothers. Everyone, which brother do you want to see again? Shout out their name.
Justin!
Oh, everyone wants older brother Justin to come back out. Okay, it must be because he's so charming. All right, so here is brother Justin and brother Joseph. Now you guys, remember, at first, Joseph really did have a heart to hate his brothers. He really did have a heart to hate his brothers. Why? Because they betrayed him. Because they sold him. If we were Joseph, we would probably hate them too, right? But remember, this heart changed. This heart wasn't the same heart that it was in the beginning. In fact, after some time, Joseph's heart changed to a heart of love. Repeat after me, everyone. Love.
Love!
Yeah, there's a lot of signs on there, right? But just look at love, okay? All right. Although Joseph had a heart to love his brothers, the brothers in their heart, what were they still thinking? They were still afraid of Joseph. And they thought that Joseph was going to kill them. Now, you guys, is Joseph's heart and the brothers' heart same or is it different?
Different!
It's completely different. Completely. It's not the same at all. But you know what, everyone? This story is just like the story of us and God. You know, before, we all used to have a lot of sins. And because of that, God could not be together with us. God hated sin, just like how Joseph hated his brothers. However, there was something that changed. There was something that made God no longer be separate or hate us. Do you guys know what happened? There's somebody who came and who broke down that wall of sin by dying on the cross. So that way God would no longer hate us. Who was that?
Jesus!
That was Jesus. That's right. So now God's heart changed to a heart to want to be together with us, to love us, just like Joseph's heart. But what's the problem? When you look at the brothers, like Justin, he still thinks that Joseph hates me. Joseph doesn't want to be together with me. But is that true, everyone?
No!
In his heart, Joseph has already forgiven him. Justin just needs to understand that. Oh, Joseph already forgave me. Joseph does not condemn me. Joseph does not want revenge against me. If he understands that, there will be nothing blocking him from going back to Joseph. Okay, you guys can leave. Let's give them a round of applause. Can you take this, please? So everyone, we come down to the last few minutes and we have a little bit of time, so I want to get out our Bibles. Does everyone have their Bibles?
Yes!
All right. We're going to open to Hebrews chapter 10. So if you have your Bible, open to Hebrews chapter 10. Okay, so we're going to go to Hebrews chapter 10. And first we're going to read verse 17. And after that, we're going to read verse 18, okay? So everyone at home, I want you to open your Bibles to Hebrews. What chapter was it again?
10!
Verse 17. And then verse 18. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read it. I hope you guys are ready. Okay, here we go. Verse 17 says, "And their sins and iniquities will I remember no more." All right, now I want everyone to repeat this part because it's really important. Remember no more. Repeat.
Remember no more!
Let's make it a little bit longer. I will remember no more. Repeat.
I will remember no more!
Very good. Now, I want to ask a question to our audience. Do you know who said these words? Raise your hand if you know. Let's see. Let's pick Kunuk. Who said those words?
God.
That's right. God said that he will remember our sins and iniquities no more. He doesn't remember. Why? Because Jesus already wiped them away completely clean. So when God sees us, there's no more sin. It's so clean, he forgot about it. Just like how Joseph already forgave his brothers from everything that happened. In Joseph's mind, all of those things are gone. Now we're going to read verse 18. Are you guys ready? All right, let's read verse 18. I'm going to read it, so I want you to follow along. Now, where remission of these is, there is no more offering for sin. Okay, everyone, I want you to repeat after me. No more offering for sin.
No more offering for sin.
Very good. God says that there's nothing else you have to give me for sin because Jesus already did it. It's just like how Joseph told his brothers, you don't have to do anything for me. You don't have to ask me again. I've already forgiven it. It's done. It's over. You don't owe me anything. Now I want to take care of you. You guys, if God says it's forgiven, then what is it, everyone?
Forgiven.
It's forgiven. Exactly. If God says he forgot about it, then what did he do, everyone? He forgot about it. That's right. It's over. It's finished. It's done. Let's not be like Joseph's brothers who are always wondering, did he really forgive me? Is he really going to accept me again? If Joseph said he forgave, he forgave. If God says he forgave, then he forgave. Everyone, I really enjoyed sharing the story of Joseph and his brothers with you today. Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Did you guys have fun? I had fun. I hope that you guys enjoyed this story, and we will see you again tomorrow for the next Bible journey. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.